Hi guys, I am really happy because I have recently bought my first vinyl. I've been wanting to collect the Beatles albums on vinyl for a good long time now, but I've always been put off by the price of them and by the fact that I don't actually own a vinyl player. I have still not got one yet, but I do plan to, hopefully very soon. But I just couldn't wait to get my first vinyl, and the one I went for was Wonderwall music by George Harrison. I ordered it online and I'm really happy with the quality of it. There's no dents or tears or anything. I'm just really pleased with it. And I thought that whenever I buy a vinyl, I would make a video talking about it, giving my thoughts and opinions on it. And yeah, I thought it would be really fun. I also just wanted to show you the t-shirt I'm wearing because I've recently come back from a trip to Liverpool and I got this t-shirt in Liverpool, and it's this one with George Harrison on. It says his name at the bottom. I didn't actually have a t-shirt with just George on, so when I saw this one I knew I just had to have it. I know that Wonderwall may be a little bit of an unusual choice for my first vinyl, but it is the first solo album from a Beatles member and the first album issued on the band's Apple label. I did want to start with a solo album because I do see the Beatles albums all over the place really in record shops, so I wanted to get something a little different. I also have the CD. I got this a while ago, and inside the CD there's a little booklet and there's just a few pictures inside here. Pictures from the film Wonderwall. And a few with George. The album is the soundtrack to the 1968 film Wonderwall, which I also have here on DVD, and I did just buy this DVD recently as well and watch it for the first time. I didn't think there was much of a storyline really. The story's interesting, but what I did really like was the visuals, the fashion. I felt like I was stepping back into the 60s watching it. It also had great music throughout, of course. And I just love the inside of this album here with all the psychedelic colours. And it comes with a little collector's booklet. Pictures again of the film throughout, and there's also a picture here of the Beatles. Harrison actually met the film's director Joe Massot while filming Help and agreed to do the soundtrack for the film. First of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about the artwork for the album. I really love this album cover. American artist Bob Gill did the painting for the front cover, and when George saw it, he liked the painting, but he requested that a brick be removed from the wall, saying that he wanted to give the fella on the other side a chance, like Jack, the character from the film. And Bob Gill, he wasn't too happy with removing a brick, but he did it for George. And then this is the back cover here. George chose a photo of part of the Berlin Wall. It was a stock image from the Camera Press picture agency. And artists John Kelly and Alan Aldridge then mirrored the image to represent a corner. And the result was described as innovative for its time. And in America, some copies of the album mistakenly printed the back image here of the Berlin Wall on the front. I wonder how much those albums would be though. I wonder if you got hold of the mistaken print, if it would be worth anything. But I much prefer this image for the front, definitely. Then when we look inside, we have this really lovely photo of George Harrison. This photo was taken by Astrid, one of her classic black and white photos. And we have the Apple logo behind. Here is the vinyl. I'm excited to actually play it and hear what it's like, because I've never really heard the difference between CD to vinyl, so I'm really curious to know if there's much difference. I've heard that the sound from the vinyl is a lot better, so I will see. A little bit about the album. The album was first released in November 1968, and it's kind of seen as the beginning of the Beatles doing their own things. And it's considered one of the first records to bring classical Indian music into pop and rock across an entire album. And that's what George really wanted to do. He wanted to create an album to introduce Indian music to rock and pop audiences, and he also used a lot of less well-known Indian instruments. George recorded part of the soundtrack in Bombay to work with some of India's best musicians. George also left his name off the list of musicians for the album, and this led people to believe that he just produced and arranged the music. But in 2014, he was recognised for his contributions to playing the keyboards and guitar. Now moving on to the tracks, they're all instrumental pieces apart from the occasional vocals and talking through some of the tracks. I remember from hearing the very first track, I immediately felt like I was being transported to India. I find the album really inventive and relaxing to listen to. I think it's really great background music. I think my favourite track is the very first one, which is called Microbes. I have really clear memory of first hearing this and just loving it straight away. But it's probably one of my least solo George albums I reach for, and that's probably because it is an instrumental album. I have nothing against that though. I really love listening to instrumentals. I'm a huge fan of Mozart and classical music in general, so that doesn't usually bother me. I just prefer a lot more of his other albums. This is just one I find I don't really reach for as much, but like I said, it is a great album to have in the background and to relax. And I'm so happy that it is my first vinyl that I've bought, because I think it has a lot of history behind it, a great cover, and like I said, it is the first solo album released by a Beatle. Thank you very much for watching this video. I cannot wait until I get my next Beatles vinyl, and like I said, I will be giving my thoughts and a bit of information about each of the vinyls I get. Thank you again for watching this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!